back in the fall, where I will be Iron Beeston. We have the technology, we have the power. Iron Beeston will be back in the fall with a sage. Does nothing and ruins nothing. Lulz, Ian Duncan Smith, the sage does nothing, and so he ruins nothing. You didn't need to reform anything, but we reformed me. Back in the fall, Iron Beeston. In a move I've learned from Tony Stark, when my lysergic acid wore out, my powers were finally over. Tony brought me back. Iron Beeston. Tony Stark. Who's with me? That's right. He's back. Iron Beeston. Tony Stark. After my superpower ran out and the lysergic acid wore off, Tony brought me back to life. That's right, we're back in the fall with Iron Beeston. We have the technology. We can rebuild him. He has the power. Clever trick for you. If you keep your camera always recording, the police cannot do anything to you. Now if you're recording and if you're always uploading, Tony Stark back in the fall with Iron Beeston. You're lying. Maniacal laughter. Iron Beeston. Iron Beeston! Tony Stark has brought me back to life. After my superpower, the lysergic acid secretion failed. Tony rebuilt me. That's right, we're back, folks. True news. At Russell's expense, as they loot his home in LA and in the countryside in England. That's where the homeless are going. I gave them your GPS. I doxed you, Russell Brand. And you're in Australia. They're stealing all your stuff. They're stealing all your stuff. The sage does nothing, and so he ruins nothing. Ian Duncan Smith, why reform something that needs not reforming? You have no answer. Do you know why? Do you know why? Do you know why? Because these visitors say you're lying and you're not rolling with the times, Ian Duncan Smith. Brings me to the ultimate weapon of the pirate spy. When I meet Ian Duncan Smith at dawn, I'll offer him a glass of water. A glass of water with this spoon, made of francium. Boom! It might kill us both, but it will be worth it to stop Ian Duncan Smith culling the sick and disabled in the UK. Back in the fall with Let's Hunt and Kill Ian Duncan Smith. The Dreaded Priate Spy Beeston is coming for you. Ian Duncan Smith. Because when my powers run out, and they will run out, I will be depleted. My superpower of the cane toad secreting all sorts of dimethyltryptamines. I will be back, rebuilt by Tony Stark, Iron Beeston, back in the fall when we're hunting and killing Ian Duncan Smith. Hiding behind the Daily Mail. If you use all of the newspapers, you still couldn't stop a bullet, Ian Duncan Smith. And do you know what? I happen to know a sharpshooter who's got her eye on you. Because here's a trick I've learned from a book called The Guide for Your Rebel and Outlaw. You can, in fact, take all sorts of useful, evolved ideas. Here's one of them. Take the common cold. Now, anyone who has the common cold, I suggest you do this. You smuggle all of your germs into all of your dirtiest nappies, and you smear it over the handles of the Conservative Party members. Because then when they come home and they open it, they will have exposed themselves to the same things that the English used to take America. The cooties! The cootie infected blankets. That's right, folks. If you really want to kill your enemy, the flu. The flu. The flu. The flu will kill Ian Duncan Smith. The flu. All you've got to do is scrape it on his door handle. It will evolve. His privatised healthcare won't be able to help him. Do you know why? Because the flu evolves, unlike Ian Duncan Smith, who doesn't roll with the times. And these Rizzlers prove it! Evidence that you're lying to the House of Commons, Ian Duncan Smith, and not rolling with the times. True news, which Russell Brand would have reported had he not retreated to Australia with all the other criminals we sent away. Now he's going to be using a redistribution of Australian wealth. G'day, folks. It's Russell Brand. He's on his way to steal all of your money, ruin your elections, and try and make himself a god. In a joke I've evolved from Dave Attell, if Russell Brand wants to elevate himself to the level of Messiah, that immediately makes all of us titans. Titans, Russell Brand. Titans. Titans. A word you probably can't spell correctly. Russell's country house while you're away. Nitroglycerin. I'm just saying, evolving ideas, folks. He ruined the election for the UK. Let's ruin his home while he's away. We can ruin his home in LA too. Because the current estimated value, I would put Russell Brand at £5 million in property. Puts him nowhere on the ladder. why, Katie? Don't you? 'Cause you suck. It's because you can only handle an evening with Russell Brand. Beyond an evening with Russell Brand, you will understand there is nothing behind Russell Brand. Up in these publicists. Again, I remind you, the sage does nothing, and so he ruins nothing. In England, where time no longer equals money. Back in the fall, looting Russell's house. And I was born. Everyone knows where you live. They know where you live. They know where you live. That's why you have to keep on the run. You can't stay at these homes. You're too afraid. I might break in and kill you. That's why they keep flying around the world, retreating from spot to spot, because they know if they stay in the same place too long, again, I remind you, the sage does nothing. And if I'm ever needed again, if the world ever needs the dreaded Priate Spy Beeston to teach them a lesson, this is the symbol. Always keep this face up, this face down. Sinking British Bay. It'll all be gone. A few hundred years. No one will even know what Britain was. And they'll all speak Chinese. Mais quoi, je crois? Pas toi. Pas toi. Ouais, je vois pas toi. Shishini, Jim and Cameron. Shishini. Shishini. Shishi. I actually like the Chinese language. The Chinese language is like singing. Which is why when the Chinese people speak to me, I hear music. I hear music. I hear music. David Cameron, you realise you should learn the language of the people you deal with, because they know your language. Get your ass, they do. They don't need Google to translate it. Because I remind you again, smart people have multiple languages in their banks. Think about that, you singular lingual monkeys.